Welcome back everyone to this Next.js tutorial, and today in this tutorial you will learn static and dynamic rendering in Next.js. So what is static rendering? Static rendering means rendering the page at a build time. Dynamic rendering means rendering a page at a runtime. So let's see how to do static and dynamic rendering in Next.js. Now this is the product page, and when we navigate to this page, we will see how many times this page is going to render. As you can see here, we have the fetch method to fetch the data using the API or fetch the products. Now you can see here product card is included to show all the fetched product. Now to see how many times this page is going to render, let's use the date function. So here specify rendering time of this page. Now include timing on this page to see how many times this page renders when we make a request or when we access this page. So here type new date dot to local time string. Now let's go in the browser, and here you can see rendering time of this page. You can see here. So let's refresh this page, and as you can see here, time is changing whenever we are accessing this page. So this is happening in the development environments. Now let's see at a build time. So for that, let's go back and open your terminal, and within terminal, stop the development environment. So I'm going to stop it, and now run npm run build and hit enter. Wait for some time. Now look at your terminal. You can see this is our root page, this is our not found, this is our about route, and this is our contact. And you can see there is a circle before this route segment. So what this circle means? So now scroll down, you can see this circle represents static, which means it is pre-rendered at a build time. That means when you execute the command npm run build, it builds your app for the production, and at that time it renders the page. So remember, this circle means this route segment is a static. So let's here start the server npm start, not npm run dev, and hit enter. Your server will be started. Now let's go back in the browser, refresh the page, and now note the timing. Now again refresh the page, and you can see timing is same. This means this page is rendered only at the build time. So why it is built at a runtime and how the Next.js knows? And the reason is Next.js knows because of this fetch method that we have used here. By default, this fetch method caches all the renders. That means it caches all the content. So whenever you access that page in the browser, it loads all the content from the cache. So at the build time, it renders the page or get the data from the server and store that data into the cache. And when you refresh the page or navigate to that route segment, it takes the data or the rendered content from the cache and shows you, so that the timing is not changing because it renders only one time at the build time. So let's see how to do dynamic rendering. So here the dynamic rendering means content is rendered on every request. That means your content is not stored in the cache. It is directly getting from the server. So here we need to tell fetch2 that we don't need to store the data in a cache. For that, we need to provide a option object to this fetch method, and you can provide by cache and then say no store, which means, hey, don't store anything in the cache. I want to bypass my request. That means I want to send my request directly to the server and get the data every time I make a request. Now let's go to the terminal and stop the server. Stop the server. Again run npm run build and wait for a minute. Now look at this route segment. As you can see, again this route segment are static. And now if you look at this route segment / products, you can see this is the F. And this F represents a dynamic server rendered on demand, which means whenever you make a request, content is rendered on demand. Content is rendered at runtime. Let's see. So for that, let's start the server here. Type npm start and hit enter. Now let's go back in the browser and refresh the page. Now you can see time is changing. Now again refresh. Again time changes. Make one more request and you can see time is changes. This means this page is rendering at a runtime. So this is the difference between static and dynamic rendering. So in a Next.js, rendering is done on the server and the client side. So when it is done on server, it can be rendered in a static way and dynamic way. In static way means content is rendered or page is rendered at a build time, and in dynamic case, content is rendered at a runtime. Remember, if you see a symbol like F or you see a symbol like lambda, that means this page is rendered dynamically. And if you see a small circle like this means this page is rendered statically. So static means when you run the command npm run build, at that time this page is rendered and stored in the cache. So again you access that page, it shows that page from the cache, not from the server. And in case of dynamic rendering, it takes the request to the server and shows the content from the server, not from the cache. So I hope that you understand what is different between static and dynamic rendering in Next.js. At last, I want to say don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and thank you.